Hello and welcome back to the Split 2 Masters event. We are right in the thick of it now. We've managed to go through an entire Swiss bracket and we have our top 4 teams. Only 2 can go through to be part of the World Championship. Sorry, I just stumbled on my words there. It's going to be a good one. I will give you a little bit of insight as to why I might have stumbled on my words there. Just as we were going live, I was desperately chewing on some chocolate raisins because I need the energy to keep going through it. We just did an hour and a half straight, me and you, Rio, of absolutely chaotic cash out, and now we've got maybe something slightly more laid back, but it's still going to be chaotic because it's the finals. We've got some lovely 3v3 cash out, quick cash.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's what I was trying to point out before we went to break earlier is that we are definitely going to a slower pace. The teams here were going for kills. They were going for just kind of that ultimate, all around chaos with 4 teams. And now we slow it down and we get to see more of the strategy play out. I think that it's great to have strategy, but when you're facing 4 teams or 3 other teams, it really you have to be dynamic and more change on the fly. Here, you can kind of have more of a strategy and more things in place. And the 2 teams that we're going to be seeing is Holtows Finest and No Idea, which we just saw them play a ton in this last Swiss bracket, and we've seen some of their strategy, like No Idea hiding with the taser, or Holtows Finest where they take it to the hardest cash out and just kind of sit on it. So we'll see kind of that compounded out and see kind of how it slows down and watch these plays really execute in a slower pace, which I love and I can't wait to see.
Those particular strategies are ones that are not going to work in a 3v3 environment, right? You have to face your opposition head on. So I just want to take a moment as well to say hard luck to NTHX and especially hard luck to the Ape Squad. This is the second time over the Swiss that they've just barely missed out on a second place spot, and here it has unfortunately cost them the chance to go through to the playoffs, but we can't dwell on them much longer. Pushing 30 and 223 are going to be eagerly awaiting the winner of this game. Well, I say that they're going to be playing each other in the upper bracket final, and the loser of that match will face the winner of this game. So this is still last chance saloon for both Holtows Idea and No Finest, apparently is what we're calling them now.
Love it.
Yeah, here we go. This explains it far more cleanly than I could do with words. So the winner of the top game will go straight to the grand final, and then the loser of that match, the upper final, will come and meet the winner of our next game, the lower semi-final.
Yeah, and who do you have? Who do you predict will win this lower final, lower semi-final?
This is a good question. I'm liking the idea of Holtows Finest personally. I think basically because we've seen from them the fundamentals that it takes to win a game of the finals, no matter what the format. Their playing cash out was indicative of a team that could win very easily in a tournament in a 3 versus 3. No Idea, it's an apt name because I have no idea how they're going to do in a 3 versus 3. We did get to see them playing some 3 versus 3 during the qualifier number 4, but that was off stream. That wasn't a casted game. And they did have their struggles as a HMM side, but I have noted here that most of those struggles came down to approaching the winch, which they don't have to deal with in this event because we have the winch ban. So we're seeing a lot more mesh shield, a lot more charge and slam from our resident heavies, and in this case we've seen all lights come out, and the question is whether No Idea stick with that light and continue to bump up that percentage that we keep climbing on this screen.
I would love to say that they will, but part of me just thinks that they're not going to. I think the lights really play towards the cash out game mode where they are able to kind of zip in and out. But here, just confronting 3 lights versus a heavy medium or heavy medium light, it's just going to be so much more challenging to go. So I'm almost certain that they will switch off. But hey, I've been wrong in the past, and who knows? I'd love to be wrong today.
Well, there is, of course, that happy balance of HML, which we did see win the last qualifier. So that could be something that they decide to go with, considering the prowess that they all have on light. The question is, who's going to take it, right? They're going to be fighting over who gets to run that invis and the XP. But we'll have a look at the pick rates and the fight that's going on over these maps right now. Because the map bans are still in progress right now. We've had a little bit of a delay. So we can have a look at the overall pick rates of these maps throughout the qualifiers and throughout the times that we've actually run a map ban, because of course the Swiss did not involve any map bans. We just played every map. So Seoul and Skyway, the most popular, and Seoul was the surprising one to you towards the beginning of this split, wasn't it, Rio?
Yep. Yeah, that it's right there at the top, the most picked. I know that this is still from the Swiss brackets, no? Or is this just kind of?
No,
yeah.
so it doesn't include the Swiss because the Swiss just runs all 5 maps.
Okay,
no, sorry,
yeah.
it doesn't. You're right. They do have to be picked, so there will have been some variance based on the Swiss. But I think these are the stats from the qualifiers anyway that we're looking at right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so it is Swiss bracket. I'm amazed that it's being picked the most, and Swiss Horizon being picked the least. And funny enough, Monaco in there too, really low down on that list. And I think it's just such a cool map, Monaco, and I think that it really can play to a lot of teams, the play styles and everything. So to see it only been picked 4 times is a little shocking to me, but hey. They must have had the reasoning for it, and we did see some really great games on Seoul, I think.
So I want to talk a little bit about Holtows Finest in particular, because if you've tuned into Lamp's stream, which I did yesterday for a brief period, and I did before when they were competing in the previous qualifier, they've got such good vibes, right? Like, this is a team that I'd want to be sat in, just a fly on the wall, right? They take every hit in their stride, and they're really clear in their communication. They don't get at each other's throats the way that I've heard some other teams manage to do, and it seems to serve them well. Like, they have that composure. They're sitting, right near the top of the global leaderboards for a reason. So that's something to aspire to. And as for no idea, once again, I have no idea. Maybe they've got good vibes. Maybe they are toxic as hell. We'll have to find out. I want to talk to some of them, and we will be doing some of that during the games as we have listen-ins prepared for you. So I'm looking forward to hearing the sort of, maybe it's differing, maybe it's very similar vibes on both sides.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but it really depends because you can be really civil and really kind of calm when a match gets started, but it's when in the midst of the chaos, or if somebody makes a mistake, or kind of causes your team to either get wiped or something like that, how well they can keep their composure, because it's the teams that really just kind of blow it off and like say, hey, we're going to regroup and do it again, versus the ones that do just kind of immediately get at each other's throats. So, it will be interesting to see the dynamic of what each team plays like, because there are some teams that are amazing and still just seem like they hate each other. So
it's an interesting one, because like you look at like pro esports and you see a lot of teams, they do have that really kind of vitriolic kind of style. They're always at each other, but it's positive for them. It works for them, and some of the greatest teams in sports history have been ones that really do push each other and make sure when you've made a mistake and that you should be doing better, because they have that faith in each other. And then there are some teams that go ahead and like win entire championships just off vibes alone and say, we won it because we were having fun. So whatever works for you works for you, but you've got to be really reflective about that sort of process and see what it's doing to the team, whether it's healthy or not. So either way, that's my little kind of rant on esports psychology over. It's not very, it's a bit of pseudoscience in my, I'm not very qualified to talk about it, but either way, no idea. Mr. Derp of Rake and Acoustic. We've seen what they can do as lights. When we've seen them running HMM, it's usually been with, I believe, it was Acoustic on the heavy, and they are a fan of running these shotguns. You were mentioning about the shotgun meta and how that's kind of come to the fore. Is that to do with nerfs to assault rifles? Is it to do with play styles, adjustments to other parts of the meta? What are your kind of thoughts on the shotguns?
I think that is just the highest risk reward kind of gun out there, because it does have some good, distance on it. The shotguns are surprisingly good for distance, but at the same time, like, it just gives you such a amount of damage if you're able to hit that shot. But at the same time, if you miss your shot, you have that little gap of time where nothing is landing, no damage is being done. So I think that it's just more that these people who have such good aim that they know that 80+% of the time they're going to hit their shot. So versus holding down a spray and trying to get the spray pattern just perfectly on somebody that's moving, you just kind of take your shots, you segment them, and you make sure that, like, okay, I'm going to hit this, and then it just makes it such a hard power to push into. So if everybody's got shotguns, the closer you get, the more damage that they're going to do to you. So it's just kind of finding this nice balance between, it's I want to call it a dance, because they are kind of like dancing with each other, and just kind of trading off the amount of damage that these shotguns can do.
It really does feel that way. Like, there's a lot of meta implications for the way that people take engagements, right? Knowing that you can dip in and out with a shotgun as opposed to having to sustain yourself and stay static. That's part of the biggest problem, I think, with any sort of rifle that has to fire over a period of time. You have to stay still, make yourself a target for your opponent, who, if they have a shotgun, is going to burst you down quicker than you can tickle them down. So here is the map ban finally completed for us, and we get to see Sis Horizon and Las Vegas being banned out, and it's going to be Seoul, Holtows' finest. They seem to like this map quite a bit, don't they?
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like, no Vegas, no Sis Horizon. Maybe they just didn't like that Vegas. They got the Sandstorm edition variation of it previously, but we're starting off on the least picked map from both of these splits. Yeah, I'm surprised. But hey, we're following it up in Monaco, and then the decider will happen on Skyway Stadium. So 3 really good maps all around. Seoul's a little odd, but Holtows Finest definitely has kind of like either a really nice strategy based around it, or they just feel confident in making sure that they can kind of dominate. So yeah, I don't know. I think that Holtows Finest is probably going to take the first map. I bet you that No Idea takes the second, and then I think that we're all going to come down to Skyway Stadium for the final match.
I'm always adverse to making these predictions, particularly with a team like No Idea, so aptly named. Really don't know what's going to come out from them today, and whether they're going to bring us, you know, a HHH comp maybe. that would be the biggest surprise, right? Is if they brought triple sledgehammers to Seoul of all maps as well. But it's a possibility, you know. Everything's possible.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to point out for a sec, you know, I love Holtows Finest logo. I think that they've got a really nice, well-composed design. And then we have No Idea, where I'm not sure who that is on the team, but holding up a wine glass and looks like smoking a cigarette. Well done. So you can see these two teams and just kind of how much they differ, even just from, you know, purely aesthetic standpoint. But yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see once these two teams get at it, because boy, they played really well in this last split, in the last bracket, in last matches that we just watched even. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this match started.
Is there a player on Holtows Finest that you want to watch out for in particular, out of Lamp, Brendy, and Green Space?
You know, Green Space is the one that, to me, I don't know that name too well, but from what I've seen him play, he's really a force to reckon with. So I would be kind of watching out for him, because he might be just somebody that is able to kind of take it and really kind of run with it. On the other side of it, No Idea. I really like Mr. Derp. I think Varek, hopefully I said that right, is really kind of amazing with the shotgun, and is able to kind of hop back and forth between healing his team and kind of making good plays. So yeah, I don't know. What about you? Who stands out for you?
Well, Mr. Derp stood out for me as a light player. So if you're saying that he's going to be good on the shotgun with the medium as well, then I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out for him. Let's just take a moment to consider what's at stake here. Of course, these two teams are roughly seeded, you know, 3rd and 4th right here. They have to win this game and then their next game, and that will put them in the World Championships. They can't afford to put a foot wrong at this point. So it really is do or die for this game. The next one afterwards will have, you know, slightly lower stakes. That is a team winning that will go through to be part of the World Championships. But if they lose, they get a second shot, because they've already done the hard work to put themselves in the upper bracket for the Swiss. Now, we do have a little bit of an update. This just in, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Derp will be subbing out for the rest of the tourney. That is Mr. Derp on the side of No Idea. And if I just check my my tabs very quickly, I do believe they have a registered sub, and that is Rampage. So we will be possibly seeing him on the lineup. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he comes, maybe he doesn't. We'll find out.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, yeah. Sad, because I love watching Mr. Derp play. So hopefully everything's okay with Mr. Derp. But I'm sure that No Idea has planned for this and has been able to work with their substitute before. So curious to see how this changes their dynamic. But it does look like we're hopping right into it. So we see Brendy, Green Space, and Lamp starting to hop in. I don't hear any game audio right now.
We'll get it. It'll be a matter of time. I think it's very faint, but I can hear it. So this is, of course, Holtows Finest that we're getting a first glance of. It is Wally subbing in on the side of No Idea just before he appears on our screen. I've got confirmation of that. And they are in pink, No Idea. And let's see, are they running triple light? That is the question. Doesn't look like it. I saw some health bars that looked a little bit more like medium. Nope, never mind. Here come the lights. They are sticking with this.
Wow, I'm literally surprised. I did not expect this. What a weird way to play.
Oh dear.
But
I sure hope that that fight is not indicative of the next 3. Well, it would be 2 games if it was like that. That was abysmal. Quite frankly, from No Idea, Holtows Finest have an easy job now getting this cash in to A, which is, I believe, it doesn't look like it's the elevator spawn. This is just the room above.
Yeah, this is one of the harder ones too, because it is easy to drop down, but you've only got 2 layers to drop it down to, and you are still kind of stuck on this offside towards the hospital. So I think that they're in a really good position right now, a great defensive spot, and by the time that they even get pushed, yeah, see, this is where it's really challenging, because the sky bridge is down. They're having to be pushed through this one area where they're not going to get away without getting some chip damage done to them.
Alright. Yeah, a really tough passage to traverse if you're on that side, and they're already taking a beating, being chased down right now by Lamp, who is currently the one playing the heavy role, interestingly enough, and the green space and Brendy holding up on those mediums. Already halfway through the cash out, but we do still see No Idea up and alive, so they're trying to position themselves just in a sensible spot to make sure that they can jump down on the point. They have been guilty of overstretching themselves before. We saw it on an earlier game of Seoul in Swiss, where they were just a little bit too far away from the cash out to deny it, but it looks as though they're safe for the time being, and they do spy No Idea on that far stairwell. Landing these shots at range. Up comes one, down goes, down he goes, just shooting him down through the elevator as the glass shutters free. Count, and now this should be pretty elementary. Down goes Acoustic, retired. Only 1 player left on No Idea. I don't think they have the time to get the reses and the point. This is going to be pretty tough.
Well, at Holtows Finest is just in such a great spot right there. Like, they have the high ground, they have the ability to fall through the elevator and go to their cash out. They've got great oversight, and basically made it with No Idea. The 3 lights had to push in into basically shotguns and to the high ground. And yeah, look at that, they just get deleted. Wow. And is that a team wipe? I don't see No Idea around.
Like it.
Nope, there they are.
There
oh, Brindy, jeez.
That is why it's so difficult to run light against a shotgun when you're 3v3. Right? This was a team that thrived in the chaos. In 3v3, there isn't chaos. You have to create that chaos. Bring along a heavy. Yeah. Do something to instigate any kind of fear or, you know, communication between Holtows Finest players, and then pounce. That's why HML can work at times. But this is really... they're gonna have to pull something incredible off here to convince me that LLL is viable.
Yeah, well, and actually, why don't we switch over to the audio of No Idea? We get that switched over. Let's hear them for a minute, see what their team is trying to do during this light push.
Oh god, they're running triple daggers.
Oh no, really?
I didn't even notice. Okay, well, in that case...
Nah, bro.
Holtows was not the backstab! What? Holtows was not the backstab! Nah, bro.
Which I have no aim, like, in fucking knife.
Yeah, aim with dagger. Okay, good, bro. Good. Holtows was a front stab there. I wanted to... Seriously.
We need aim, bro. Track that.
Yeah, bro. I should have been trying for this match. Would have been 10 times funnier. Okay, now this is bit burst. Nah, bro. Please, at least. Okay, bro. Wait, we make them drop. Easy. Trust the process, guys.
That's right. Hold up. I'm a breach charge on top of rafters. Drop it like all the way down.
Boom! No RPG, I need them.
Huge. Okay, we don't go for solo plays. I'm flashing top. Boom, flash all. Blinded. Flashing again.
Flashing again?
I'm just wasting time.
Yeah, how we get top? This is a serious question I have right now.
Oh my god.
Drake, how do we do it?
Was the plan to drop?
Yeah, the plan was to drop. What happened?
This is
I'm up in
impossible!
10 seconds.
I'm finding red canister. I'm waiting. No, I'm finding red canister.
1 in 5. 1 in 5.
Yeah, I got this.
Nah, bro, they're playing billboard.
Oh my
This is not fun, they
god.
play billboard. Nah, we can't do shit, bro.
No.
Okay, yeah, let's switch back. Alright, well, we heard what some of their thoughts were there. I would be inclined to agree. They can't do much, I'll say, in this situation. There's very little that they could do. They've kind of stymied themselves with this setup. I mean, obviously they're playing for memes, right? They've got triple daggers.
Yeah.
Interested to find out why that might be. I think possibly the sort of sub situation might be part of it. You know, they thought they might be going in with their main 3, but they've got in and just like, let's have a bit of fun. So power to them for at least coming and trying to entertain us. I would say I might be more entertained by genuine competition. Let's put it that way. As they go down again. And that is the end of map 1. At least it will be quick.
Yep. Well, and you know what? My big takeaway from this, they were laughing, they were having fun.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think that competitive is great, and we are in like the most competitive time for this game. But I just feel like this might have been a wash for them because they knew that this would be such a hard map. They have a sub in, so you know I'm all for it. Have fun. Triple daggers. I wish we saw the scoreboard because I don't know if anybody got any kills. I think there might have been 1 dagger kill, and
Maybe.
that was it. But yeah, definitely one of the weirdest matches I've ever seen, for sure.
It's the only thing that makes me dislike it a little bit is that it's got to be rough for Ape Squad and NTHX to see that. You know, after like I don't want to say it's disrespectful, but they're gonna have their thoughts about it. It makes it a little bit, you know, it kind of divides up the intensity. Like we were talking today, we got a long old day ahead of us. We had, you know, 5 cash outs back to back, and then this, and then like 3 more best of 5s as well when we get to the lower bracket final and the grand final. So yeah, treat this as a kind of intermission, I suppose.
Yeah, and you know that is a good point because these teams are playing for hours. Like today, especially if they make it into this next round, you know. So maybe this is their breather. I don't know what they're doing. No idea has to change for this next match. Like they have to do something.
If they want to win,
they can't
then
do triple lights. Yeah, like I know that they're down and they're subbed out a player, but come on, guys, like give us something good. Give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
But
don't do if they're gonna do something like this again, don't make it triple daggers. Let's mix it up a bit. Go for triple sledge or something like that, right? Like just anything to keep it mixed up. If you want to get it at 1 and done quickly, then yeah, don't do triple daggers again because that's just, you know, if you've done it once, it's a gimmick. If you've done it twice, it's just boring. Come on, at least be entertaining.
I don't know. I mean, have you played with the dagger? Because I can't do anything with it.
It's impossible. It's not possible to play that.
It really is.
Yeah.
I've run into a few players that are just like god tier with it, and I commend them and I applaud them because I think that is the hardest thing in the world. But yeah, not for me, and obviously not when you're going up a team like like Holtows Finest. So
yeah. They're not gonna let you do that, all right? My biggest issue, this is just, you know, completely off topic now, daggers. My biggest issue personally is that I can't use evasive dash. I'm terrible with evasive dash, all right? And that's a requirement to run the dagger. You've got to have the dash on. It's because of my keybinds. I have it set to like Q, and I just find it really weird to, well, like that's like the specialization key for me. It works for every other specialization in the game just fine. But if you're trying to move around with like your fingers, you've got WASD here, and then you have to like jump up to do Q to dash, it just doesn't work very well. Like it doesn't feel right to be using movement, like adding an extra movement option to your left hand here. Anyway, that's my problem with dash, with dash as a whole, not just the dagger, but the dagger suffers for it. For me, if I was able to dash, I was a really good Team Fortress 2 player back in the day, and I think I would, like it would awaken my inner spy.
Yeah. Well, and there is a lot of like built off of TF2 in this game. Like I see it very evidently. They just kind of like the 3v3 format is not what TF2 was like, but it is definitely has some of the like classes and the characters that are like it. So especially with the bow makes me feel like the who was that
the sniper, the huntsman sniper.
The sniper, yeah, exactly. But it looks like we're about to hop into it. Next map will be on Monaco, and I have a feeling that No Idea is going to play this one seriously. I have no idea, but I do have hope that they will choose something a little more exciting for us to commentate.
I don't. All right, let's hop into a listen-in with Holtows finest this time around. And it looks as though No Idea are bringing an actual lineup.
Medium on both
Triple
teams.
turrets, yes, was on one side. So let's have a listen into Holtows finest and see what they're doing to line up for this.
Cash. Our contestants will need to gather the cash faster than the rest. If they hit the goal first, they can bask in glory.
Scotty set the scene perfectly. Remember, starting strong is key.
The Kingfisher tapping into Vault 1.
They're probably playing it out. I can open above.
Word.
They might be this floor. I think we drop this window here. And then I'll go for RPG.
Oh, it broke the fucking thing.
It's riot shields? What am I looking at?
In a triple fucking turret room.
Okay, killed one.
Yeah, I'm running this one away.
Dude, Wally,
What
alright.
the fuck, bro?
Why are they
This
playing
shit
triple riot shield, dude? Hello?
Well, they're trolling, but...
Alright, good job.
Let's just get this shit done, bro.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll put C4 on point, but I think
Play on the roof, bro.
maybe just jump on them early.
Probably a good idea.
Like
Yeah.
I think we just pound RPG if we can.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna let you know though. Try not
I don't want them to
direct
set
it.
up
You
turrets,
Can, you
so.
can block with the fucking riot shield, bro.
Okay, yeah, dude, they're
Just a heads
boned
up.
right here.
Frag grenade set.
They
I
had it
think-
first and then we've had.
Yeah, I land on him. Good RPG on Wally. Wally dead. One out here by Okay, last one in this corner. Oh my goodness. They have explosive mines, care?
Oh my god.
Okay. That's fine, I guess.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Reloading.
Okay. I don't think I've laughed as hard as hearing their live reaction to seeing triple turrets in a room.
They could spawn
Yeah,
flat
that
towers,
was
just a heads up.
that was amazing because they were so just shocked. Like they did not expect.
I mean,
that.
it's not like they can pad RPG on
I
us.
think we're still
Yeah.
hearing about stars.
Oh, they're right here.
But yeah, No Idea is just
They're gonna
having
force point.
totally
Is one of them back by himself?
I got direct frag.
Yep.
3 riot shields is
One of
just
them's
very hard to
half.
take against.
Oh wait, I actually need
hard
heals. I
to
just
pull
fucked
anything
up.
off.
It is. Maybe we'll get a
Let's
look
drop out of
from,
here. I think we go
the,
1 floor below.
you know,
I think we go
the
1 floor
riot
below.
squad
They're
effective at
they
some
are.
point soon. So I just I want to see them moving as one. But we'll stick with these guys for now. Bradley taking a few shots. Oh, but now Right Shield does get into melee range, and it looks as though they are losing
God,
bodies,
turrets, bro.
and they are being tickled away by those
There's no way right now.
turrets. I think we might have a steal on our hands here.
Movement successful.
This is the weirdest game. I'm just even having trouble following it.
They've
because
done
this
it.
is just so wild.
They've got
And
this
they're also
steal.
running 3 turrets. Like this is just insanity.
Gotta reload.
But hey, this is the finals. This is what I do want to embrace. Do something wild and weird. And if we're able to take this, oh my god, what is
Incredible.
happening?
Incredible. No Idea have managed to put it off. They get the first cash out, running triple riot shields. Maybe there is a way back into the game for them.
Well, in just that moment that they walked in and saw all 3 turrets on first cash out or the first vault was hilarious, and I'm amazed that they're doing as well as they are. There's no way that they're able to take this match, I think, from Holtows Finest. Holtows Finest seem so confident, and when we hear the differences in their comms, because the last game we heard No Idea, this time we've heard Holtows Finest, you can definitely hear just the competitive nature of Holtows Finest. You know, they seem to have strategy, and you were right, like, they do seem to have really good communication for each team. So it's very stark differences between these two teams, and yeah, I don't know. I'm very conflicted on how I feel, because one side I love the chaos and just throwing everything into, you know, a wild game like this, but at the same time I do really like the standard format and two teams being very competitive. So we're getting quite a show today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it at home.
No Idea are playing classic chess here by controlling the middle of the map, right? They're in the middle of the board. They're standing in the rubble of Monaco, of Duck and Cover, where that cathedral once stood. And they are hoping to shepherd Holtows Finest towards a favourable objective. Both B and C in that far corner of the map. I'm yet to see exactly which one is which. C is indoors. This might favour them. They might be wanting to guard against Holtows Finest getting it over the top of them and to B out in the open, which I don't think would be so great for the Riot Shield. So right now we can see Holtows Finest. They are making a beeline for B. Are they going to be met with an army of Riot control dudes? No, they are not. Unfortunately, No Idea. Just a few steps behind, and it will be plugged by Holtows Finest. But in they come, and here is the fight. Lots of jump pads. Everyone's got jump pads. Everyone on their nana's jump pads right here. But they might be able to pull off a steal if they get a couple of bodies on the point. But here comes the shotgun. Look at him spinning. What are you doing against that? They finally land enough shots to take down one. It looks as though they're going to be struggling to clean up the rest. The defib comes out. But don't forget, all of these Riot Shields each have defibs of their own. And they may be doing quite well at surviving. I say that, Acoustic Retired is the last one to go down. And Holtows Finest finally find some solace in this crazy, crazy world.
Yeah, and you were right. This is a very hard point to push if you're just running Riot Shields. They would have been way better off inside the building, because that would have given them the opportunity to hide on stairs, push in real close quarters. Here, you're just out in the open, and you know you're able to get around them, get behind them, and we did actually see that. Like when they pushed on, the teams actually switched places. No Idea was close to the cash out. Holtows Finest was kind of in front in this kind of garden area. And so they were able to get behind them and get the kills, and we do see another engagement going on, but I just don't see it going the way of No Idea for this fall.
They have closed the gap effectively. They've landed one turret, but they didn't get either of their others down, and that has caused them to lose that fight quite rapidly. Holtows Finest fairly confident that the spawns will be in their favour, so they're happy to move forward a little bit, just extend, get a read on where No Idea might be coming from. They are back in the map right now. We can see them out towards that western portion. They'll be coming along the coastline. Question is when.
Are they going to have time for a push?
I don't
think so.
They have been spotted. The jump pads do come out. They are getting a body on it immediately to try and go for that seal, but unfortunately he's met with two in response, and down he goes. Acoustic Retired, the last alive. And once again, Holtows Finest clean up shot. Although they are causing some problems by the lingering turrets, as they have to, you know, rub their wounds and head towards the next vault.
Yeah, can we see the scoreboard? Because I think that Holtows Finest is pretty much on top, kill-wise. Yeah, that is what we're seeing here. Yep.
The problem for me right there is looking at the revive counter on the side of No Idea, right? They're running triple defibs. They need to be running as a death ball.
Yeah.
They need to be moving as one and getting those defibs off immediately, tanking damage, plopping down turrets, and not so much playing for these 1v1s, if you ask me. That's what's going to sustain them. Basically, go 3v1 if you can. That's my advice to No Idea to make this comp work.
Yeah, because if you're getting overwhelmed by 3 Riot Shields, you just can't do anything. You got to shoot their feet or their arms, and basically that is impossible if there's 3 people just surrounding you. So, yeah, Death Ball is a very perfect way of describing what they should be doing. But here we do see them kind of going down. Whalen running around, gets blown up right out of it. Break is the last one alive. Just trying to dump some nades down there. But it does look like Holtows Finest is able to get this cash vault away and kind of away from No Idea without really losing anybody or taking much damage.
Holtows Finest
look at that movement.
Very nice, yeah, very neat. Although we say that as he's
Yeah,
fumbling the mantle.
that's hard to do. It's hard to mantle.
It is.
But I do like the jumps, and they were able to get that extra jump right after you get through the jump pad. So cool to see. And now we see them going for. Are they moving the crane? They are. Are they going to blow up the building?
No, I think they just want a quick route over there, but they've decided to ditch it because they've been spotted here. Jump pad is an option here for Wally to get up, although he's going to go with the mantle indoors instead. Lamp has identified a target and he takes down Acoustic with incredible efficacy. You have to praise Holtows Finest right now for how they're identifying single targets and pulling up to take them down. That is how you tackle a Riot Shield team. You don't let them 3v1 you 3v1 them instead. And once again, a clean wipe going the way of Holtows Finest, despite the fact that this is much more favourable territory, more favourable terrain for No Ideas Riot Shields.
Yeah, and honestly, they have one more good push in them. But as we've seen, they're I don't know what No Idea's doing. They're just playing so haphazardly and just such a different way than we've seen them play before.
Let's say it how it is.
I know they're memeing, but it's just so weird to see. Like, just some really high tier players, and I guess they just decided to have fun.
Well, look, they got here.
Wow,
they got here playing.
Game, actually.
They got here playing Triple Light, so we've got to give them credit where credit's due. Let's keep going, though.
Yep.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they can pull this round. It is 2 versus 2, but there comes the res as Pig Team are back up and in the fight. Here we go. They are managing to force them off the point and chasing down the Heavy. Will get the kill, surely. No, just waiting. Why didn't he take the swing there? I'm so confused.
They can get the steal. They are going to
They should be able to get the steal. I'm just surprised he didn't get the kill. And this might cost them, because in come the reinforcements and down go the Riot Shields. There is one last chance. Will we be able to stick it? No. In comes the flying medium to finally deal the final blow. And Holtows Finest, with a little scare at the start of that round, sweep up the lower semi-final and head into the next round.
Yeah, I'm speechless. I really am. I don't know what we're watching. I've cast like 50 games of the finals so far, and these last 2 have been the weirdest. So yeah, No Idea. Thanks for the show. I guess you definitely made us laugh, and I'm sure that the people watching on Twitch are very entertained. But
at least they got one cash out.
Yeah, you did.
They got one.
You got a cash out. Yeah. Somehow.
Well, I think the less said about that map, the better. Less said about that series, the better. So let's look forward now to Holtows Finest moving forward to the lower bracket final. They need to win that game to come in the top 2, and the top 2 will get them a place in the World Championship. But they do have a bit of time to prepare for that, as our next match is going to be the upper bracket final between the 2 teams that have been waiting for absolutely ages so far. Pushing 30 and 223 are finally coming up next.
Yep. I will see you after this break.